Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another energy forecast. I obviously did not check my hair. I did not check my hair before I came on here. It is like looking a little wild, y'all. But I am here. Good to see you all. Good to see you. Let me get this. You know what I did? I retwisted it and I don't want to take it out. So we're just gonna like go with it. Hopefully it doesn't look too crazy to you all. There we go. That seems a little bit more doable. All right, everybody, how we doing? Happy March 1st. March 1st is our official month for harmony. And this is actually a month where we're going to be stepping in to our new year. And how exciting is that, right? How exciting is it that we can actually step into a brand new year officially according to the seasons, right? Spring equinox happening this month. And so we got a lot to cover. And this month we have March as our surrender and release month, according to the annual card reading that I did at the beginning of the year. Remember, I always do an annual card reading on the 1st of January at 1:11 p.m. Eastern time. And I did one exactly on that date, 2026, to kick off the year. And we always pull one card for each month of the year. And this card for March was, in fact, surrender and release. And so we're going to talk about surrendering and releasing. We're going to do a lot of deep diving into the energy of this month because it is such a pivotal month and because it is such a energetically important and influential month. We want to really be prepared, and I always say, just like I said in the annual card reading in January is like our collective consciousness new year, as in we are stepping into it. We're trying to get things going. We are allowing ourselves to really pay attention to the intentions we have for the new year and kind of step into the opportunity to build that momentum. But it's not necessarily the new year, right? But then once we hit March 21st, which is, or 22nd, 21st, 22nd, anywhere between there, depending on the astrological aspects, which we'll talk about in a second. But once we hit that spring equinox in March, that's when the real new year happens and starts. And so we are going to be feeling, if you haven't already been feeling, the official start of the new year, the official start of the new energy that you have been manifesting for 2026, the official start of the new opportunities, the new relationships, the new insights, the new perspectives, the new wisdom, the new maturity, and also, and more importantly, the new harmony, because March is harmony. That 3-month is harmony, mind, body, soul. Okay. Mother, father, child, that holy trinity energy, sun, moon, stars, or sun, moon, earth, whatever you decide to kind of align to for whatever it is you're speaking to on that. But that is what we are going to be tapping into. And it feels really good, right? It feels really nice to be able to say, okay, this is our opportunity to, I just have to fix this a little bit because it's just like looking like my head is flat. Okay, you all, there we go. I'm like, I cannot keep looking at myself like this. It's so funny. So anyway, so we're going to be tapping into that. All right. We're going to be tapping into that. What up, Kevin? Good to see you. Who else do I have in the chat today? And you know what? I forgot to go live on TikTok. So I'm going to do that as well right now so that we can get that started. Give me 1 second, you guys, and we will get that going. How are we feeling? Can you all give me like one word that represents what you're feeling right now for March? What is one word you're feeling for March right now? I'm super curious because, we just talked about surrender and release being the focus of this month, but what are you guys feeling? What is it that you're tuning into right now for the month of March? Is there anything in particular that you're feeling kind of more charged up with? Let me know. Yes, March energy forecast today. So fun. We're going to go live right away, just going for it. So fun. Hey, everybody. Okay, so we just started our monthly energy update for March. March is the month of the harmony, mind, body, spirit, the three energy. We also have our spring equinox happening this month. And our card for March from the annual card reading that I did in January is, in fact, surrender and release. And so we're going to dive into the astrology. We're going to dive into some card pulls. By the way, y'all, check it out. I'm going to mirror this over here on TikTok so you guys can see, or unmirror it, I should say. Look at the Intuitive Luminary Oracle deck, officially channeled and curated by Rissa Vibes. This Oracle deck is officially complete. You are the Oracle of your destiny. You can enter the vortex here, which is the magnetic strip. We open it up and boom, there are my cards, you guys, and they are so gorgeous. They finally came in the mail, y'all. Look at these holographic edges, rainbow edges. How beautiful. Okay, so if you're looking for another intuitive tool to use to translate messages from the universe, look no further. We have the Intuitive Luminary Oracle deck officially finished and complete. And what I really love about this deck is that every time I release a new version of the deck or a new improved version of the deck, which this was the first deck with these cards and this pandemic pack that was included for that time in the year in the collective where we had that pandemic. And so I did 5 cards to accompany a more customized messaging for that time. And then now I have the disclosure pack. Okay, clarity cards for complex circumstances, channeled and curated by me. And in the disclosure deck, we have the disclosure card, we have the AI card, we have the behold absence, which is really cool. And then we have the master's tools and the unity consciousness. So each time I relaunch these cards, I add another 5 cards to it, and it's really fun because you can kind of use it like a Pokemon card deck where, you know, your friend might have gotten the OG deck and doesn't have the disclosure pack, but maybe you have the disclosure pack and they have the pandemic pack and you guys can switch, or there's like kind of like a collector's energy with that. So those are my cards, y'all. They're so brand new. You got my picture up here just to make it official with the description. How beautiful are these? How beautiful. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. So if you do want this Oracle deck, it is now available on my website, www.rissavibes.com, and I can ship out immediately now because they're in hand. So go on the website and get them $55 for the deck. And you will not regret it. It is such a powerful, powerful deck. And you also get access to a private page on my YouTube or on my website with a passcode to enter that. And then it gives you even deeper messages, like a kind of like a virtual booklet for the cards. And by the end of this week, I'll have the booklet meanings for the last 5 cards that I added, the disclosure pack. But that's neither here nor there. We are going to jump right into February. I want to talk a little bit more about the surrender and release energy that we just experienced and are going to continue to experience in this month. Oh, I guess I talked about my cards and got restricted. It's okay. I'm going to be putting my cards on TikTok shop. So that's going to be fine, but it's okay. So anyway, I was like, what is this restriction? So let's talk about surrender and release for a moment. How many of you, hi PJ, good to see you. Yes, the eclipse energy was so intense, Kevin. We're going to talk about that new moon in Pisces solar eclipse. That was really, really intense. So I'll talk about that. Or maybe it was a lunar eclipse. I can't remember. But we are going to talk about that eclipse energy in just a second. So let's talk about surrender and release first, because surrender and release is really that energy of not necessarily letting go of a lot of people in your life, because I think a lot of us did that last month and in January or even in December if you really got ahead of it like I do. I don't like to bring energies or relationships in to my new year with people unless I know for sure that or feel confident that they're probably going to be there throughout the whole year with me. But I like to do a lot of cleaning up shop in my relationships in the new year. And so if you're the same way, you probably already got kind of surrendered and released people out of your life that weren't in alignment to your 2026 goals and your 2026 version of you. And that's wonderful. This month in March, we're going to be stepping into more of surrender and release from things that are within us that we didn't realize was there, things that are kind of like still lingering from 2025 or before, things that kind of feel like they represent old versions of us, things that feel outdated and stagnant and non-productive to where we're going. And so that could be habits, that could be belief systems, that could be emotions that are trapped in the body, or even memories of trauma that haven't been worked through. A lot of people, I've been getting a lot of clients coming to me for counseling because they're ready to let go of some stuff and they just don't know how to fully, or they need some help to dive deeper and really get that energy out of there. And so that's what the surrender and release of March is going to be. It's going to be helping us to tap into harmony through our body, behaviors, things that we eat, environments we expose ourselves to, habits that help our physical health and wellness, things like that, right? Purging, detoxing. I'm going to do a detox this month. So those are the kind of things that physically we're going to be rebalancing and finding harmony with. And then for the mind, it's about releasing belief systems, programs from the past, even influences from culture, social media, the systems and powers that have been influencing our mind, also anxiety and things that have been kind of keeping us trapped in trauma or trauma response. All of that is going to be purged this March, this month. And then also spiritually, right? Mind, body, spirit. So spiritually, we're going to be finding more harmony in our spiritual practices. We're going to be finding more harmony through our connection with spirit. And we're also going to be tapping in to more of the things that bring us that peace: meditation, visualization, breath work, astrology, oracle cards, whatever it is. You're going to be stepping into more of that. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to tap into a lot of things today that are going to help us reach that harmony. Okay. Something that I want to just tune into for a moment as I just connect and just see if there's anything there from spirit. The surrender piece. The surrender piece is really important. The surrender piece allows us to release, um, it allows us to release rigidity and expectation. When you surrender, you are letting go of the frame of mind that keeps you trapped in the potential or idea of what's possible. It doesn't allow for above and beyond to be possible because you have this very specific expectation. You have this very specific vision. You have this very specific energy around what it is that you're wanting to control or create or manifest. And so when you surrender, you're really allowing any of those walls, any of that rigidity to fade away. And that allows you freedom. Surrender actually provides freedom. It provides freedom for you to flow with whatever spirit brings you. And it also provides you freedom, and it provides spirit freedom to create the unimaginable, the unfathomable, the above and beyond. And that right there is a sweet spot. That right there is powerful. When you're able to do that, you're able to tap into an energy that allows for real creation and real alignment. I'm going to end the TikTok and restart because I got flags and I don't want that on there. Come on. Okay, I'm trying to close out, guys. It's not working. Weird. So yeah, we're going to be tapping into that. We're going to be tapping into freedom. And I'm really grateful for that. I think that that's going to be so powerful because we are in a time right now where we need to be in freedom. We can't really have what we want in life if we're not allowing freedom. Freedom is the new currency. Freedom is the energy that allows for flow, unrestricted, unabound flow. And flow is really powerful for this time in our life because, and our culture and our human evolution, because there's a lot of things that we can't predict, we can't control, and we can't expect right now. And a lot of things in the energetic world are determined by like extra lying factors. I'm hearing like factors that can just come out of nowhere, unexpected change, unexpected characteristics of things, unexpected events. There's a lot of energetic chaos, as you all can probably feel, especially my empaths out there. There's a lot of unexpected chaos and energetic chaos that is coming through. And so we need to be able to be in flow and be free in that and find a way to flow in that without too much rigidity. Now, I will say that structure is supportive. Structure is very supportive because structure allows for a little bit more of a grounding, anchoring aspect of our life. But the structure that we want to have is the structure that maybe shapes our rising ritual or our evening ritual, structure around what you're eating, structure around how you're taking care of yourself and your self-love practices, your physical health practices, your mental health practices. Those kind of things, structure is great with. But what we're talking about in March for harmony and surrender and release is really the release of an expectation of or control or a rigidity over something that you're wanting to manifest or something you think is supposed to happen or something or a certain way you want things to go. That is what you need to surrender. How many of you are the type to just like have a really hard time surrendering control or surrendering what your expectation is of something? I'm waiting. I know it's you. I know it's you guys. I know that you found this live for a reason. I know that you're part of this tribe for a reason because I'm the same way. I know that there are things in my life that I just simply have a hard time letting go of control with. And I have had to learn surrender so much in the past 3 or 4 years. But I promise you, it has been the most valuable lesson probably in my entire spiritual expansion journey. Like, surrender has forced me out of my neurotic mind and into real, true trust in the universe, real, true trust in God's spirit. And I thought that I had that trust before, but once I went through this surrender portal, I realized that I did not. And so this is absolutely that time to learn that. And some of you are just starting to learn the surrender and just starting to be pushed into that. And some of you have been learning it for some time and are still in the thick of it, thinking that you were surrendered, but now realizing that you weren't at all. And then some of you are just kind of getting out of it where you're like, okay, I've kind of mastered this surrender. It's kind of who I am now. And look at how far I've come and look at how much is paying off in my life because of it. So if that's, which one are you? If you're number one, put a 111 in the chat. If you're just starting your surrender journey, you're just realizing that you need to be surrendering more. Put a 222 in the chat if you've been doing it, but you're kind of in the thick of it where you thought you were surrendered, but you've got more work to do. And then put a 333 in the chat if you feel like, oh, I'm now a super surrendered person and I feel like I'm reaping the benefits of that lifestyle now. Put the numbers in the chat. 111-222-333. I want to know where you guys are at. So this is really important, okay? So this is what's going to be supportive for harmony, okay? This is what's going to be supportive for mind, body, soul harmony in March, okay? March, this is our March energy forecast. And we've got the spring equinox, okay? So we're going to talk a little bit about it. I want to go into the astrology now. Um, I'm actually gonna, yeah, we're gonna go astrology and then card pull. Usually I do card pull, then astrology, but I'm gonna do astrology first because I do want to talk about this February 27th new moon in Pisces that we just had. It was really intense. We're also like right, excuse me, right on the edge of the retrograde and eclipse season. And so we're right there where we are feeling super tender. We're feeling super vulnerable. The Pisces energy is like tender, emotional, poetic. It can feel like a little sensitive. So if you are feeling like a little emotionally sensitive or even like taking things personally or even feeling just extra creative and feeling like, oh, I really want to like write some poetry or I really want to move my body in a sensual way or I really want to write some very vulnerable music or listen to some very vulnerable music and dance to it or whatever, that's probably because that Pisces energy is coming up really strong. We just had that new moon in Pisces literally 2 days ago. And it's also helping us to feel more gentle with ourselves so that we can go into this energy of flow for March without any resistance. It's helping to soften our edges and allow us to feel a little bit more capable of the flow and the surrender and release that March is calling us into. So, with that being said, let's go right into let me see here. Y'all, the retrograde is already messing with me, and we're not even all the way in it yet. What is going on? Tech stuff, guys, tech stuff. Sheesh. All right. Gosh, this is so weird. All right. Thank you for your patience, y'all. Okay. So, we've got a full moon in Virgo on the 3rd, okay? March 3rd. And so our actual eclipse was last week. So I'm sorry, I had my weeks wrong in my notes. So that was actually last week. So we're about to have a full moon lunar eclipse. So we had a solar eclipse last week. We're about to have a full moon, about a week and a half ago. We're about to have a full moon in Virgo on the 3rd, okay? We just had Mars enter Pisces, which is helping us to step into more of that action for the Piscean energy that I just described, that dreamy, creative, soft, gentle, vulnerable, emotionally sensitive energy that take things personal, harbor your emotions inside, and then create something beautiful from it, that Pisces energy. So Mars on the 2nd, tomorrow, is going to help bring some action to that. So you may feel a little bit of a buildup emotionally right now that you are meant to create something from, but it's going to have to be expressed in the next couple of days when you feel that Mars energy starting to help you act on those emotions or act on that sensitivity. So if you're feeling a little pent up, it's totally normal. Give yourself some time. And then you'll be able to kind of go into it. I'm not going to tell you what time the eclipse starts because it's different for different time zones and it can get really confusing. So I encourage you to look up that time zone for your time zone. So just look up when does the eclipse start in my time zone. Just look it up because if I try to tell you guys a certain time, then it's going to confuse everybody. There's so many different people at different time zones and time zones are weird. So, and I'll probably mess up the calculation somehow and it'll just be confusing. So I don't want to confuse you. Okay, 222s in the chat. Okay, 333s in the chat. I see you guys. So you guys have been doing this surrendering for a little bit now, which is great to know. You guys are really, really in that space of feeling the momentum and the patterning and the habits of being in surrender mode. So good job on that. So with Mars entering Pisces on the 2nd, which is tomorrow, Things are going to feel kind of calmer on the inside, on the outside, but the internal stuff is going to feel a little bit intense and built up. And then you're going to start to feel inspired to act on it. So be compassionate and gentle with yourself through that. That's going to be important because that's going to help you to really sense what you're meant to do with those feelings, whether you're ready to kind of be in a place of, whether you're really meant to be in a place of like vulnerable sharing or whether you're meant to like work it out through action within yourself personally, you'll get more clarity on that. So give yourself a little time to intuit what it is in March, with this Mars and Pisces that's going to encourage you on how to process some of those emotions that come up, how to surrender and release the things that are out of harmony. And that's really what it's going to be about. The pent up energy is there to bring your attention to it, to see what it is that you're meant to be surrendering and releasing from your mindset, from your physical body, from your spiritual energy that will help you to achieve the goals that you've set for 2026. Okay. So with that being said, we have a full moon the next day, March 3rd, which is Tuesday. This is going to be a full moon in Virgo with a lunar eclipse. This is going to be powerful. The lunar eclipse is going to highlight some of the shadows. It's going to highlight some of the things in your routine, specifically with the Virgo energy, in your routines and your rituals, even in the way that you judge others or judge yourself. It's going to highlight those things that need to be refined in those areas. Okay. The refinements of your ego, the refinements of your schedule and what you're putting time into and what you're not. Right. There's going to be some things that you're going to realize like, oh my gosh, I've been totally neglecting this part of my life or this goal that I have. And now is the time to refine my schedule, to make space to do those things more often, to get that accomplished. Okay. This is also going to provide a lot of opportunity for healing and growth. Virgo energy is all about being better. It's all about being evolved and kind of evolving into more of your best version of yourself, sometimes a little bit neurotically, okay? Sometimes in that perfectionist energy. And so this full moon in Virgo lunar eclipse in March during Pisces season is going to be very, very supportive to helping us get rid of the clutter, surrender and release the clutter in our heart and our mind and our body and in our life. Okay. So you want to embrace the habits and the behaviors that serve you well, and you want to let go of the ones that don't. It's as simple as that. This is going to help you get into the most authentic self-expression, which is going to be really good. And authenticity is so key for this 10-year, 1 being alignment, 0 being that empty open space to create in, where you empty yourself in order to be filled with what is truly aligned to you and who you truly are. And so we are on this journey of authenticity throughout 2026. Okay. So be eager for the full moon in Virgo, which is going to help you release a lot of things on March 3rd and help you to highlight the shadows, the things that aren't working, the things that you haven't been paying attention to, or that have been flying under the radar that are actually causing a lack of harmony in your life, so that you can get rid of those things, refine whatever is needed to be refined, and then step into more alignment to exactly what it is that you're calling in for 2026. Is this tracking for you? Are y'all feeling good? I'm loving this. So more astrology. Venus enters Aries on March 6th. That's going to be towards the end of the week. I believe that is Friday. And so this is where we might feel a little flirty, a little frisky. This is where the birds and the bees talk comes in. Venus is pleasure and romance and beauty and divine feminine energy. And Aries is strong, impulsive, fiery, passionate, young energy. And so those two combined is going to give a very romantic, fiery, passionate, impulsive, pleasure-driven experience, which we can just assume is going to create some flirty energy. Okay. It's birds and the bees, one night stands, maybe, speed dating, starting a summer fling or a spring fling, casual encounters that feel really fun in the moment. And this is okay. This is to be done responsibly, of course. You don't want to just like be reckless with that energy or with your energy in general when it comes to romance or connection or even sensuality. But it is an energy that is going to kind of bring you that spark and get you kind of giddy and get you into that like energetic movement towards fun and pleasure and joy and bliss and that freedom. Again, that freedom to flow, that surrender and release, not being too tied down or weighed down or too rigid or serious about things. Remember, we just came out of a Fool energy as well. And so that Fool energy was also really supportive to us being kind of like in this place of innocence and naivety and that kind of just pure spirit, pure free spirit energy. And so this is really good for us because we were in the hanged man energy in January where we were just forced to surrender and we were kind of hanging there, not comfortable at all, not enjoying it at all. And then we were released from that because we surrendered. We got into the Fool, which helped us to be more carefree and innocent and playful and open and curious and inquisitive instead of scared and nervous. And now we're in this surrender and release where we're able to surrender and release even more because of that process. And so Venus entering Aries with that very passionate planet of love and that fiery ram of Aries is going to make us feel a little confident to be more flirty and playful. So be sure that you don't get too reckless with that energy. Make sure that you set yourself some boundaries so that you don't go beyond what your morality or what your desire of what you want for yourself or the interactions or relationships or connections that you want for yourself really root you in. Be still in that moral sacred space, okay? On the 10th, Vesta enters Pisces. Okay. Vesta is all about kind of creativity and aspiration and even spiritual evolution. And so it entering Pisces is going to give us more creativity in our ability to connect to spirit. So you may, around the 10th of March, feel interested in doing different things to help you connect with spirit or even taking on different skills or learning different skills to help you with that. Lots of third eye activations on the 10th, which I've been having a lot. That's why I've been yawning during my readings. I just came out of the Conscious Life Expo last weekend in LA, where I hosted the Vibes Vortex, which was a 3-night official after party of the Conscious Life Expo. And I brought a multi-sensory, multi-dimensional music and entertainment experience to the expo through the Vibes Vortex with a really amazing lineup of artists every night of the expo, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. And so I'm still integrating from that epic portal and all of the wisdom I gained from during the day's workshops and hosting and being on a panel and all the stuff. Got to be on Elizabeth April's panel, which was really cool. Got to meet Billy Carson and have breakfast with him and just talk about aliens and AI and spiritual tech and the way the world is going to be shaped in the future. It was really, really cool. So lots of really great experiences from that. But the third eye is opening for a lot of you. And for me as a new elevation, what did I say? Evolution. I like that. Evolution. It's like the evolution and the elevation of something. Evolution. I just made that up. Just casual, made up a word. So the evolution of energy is really powerful right now. And our third eye is opening because of it. So we're going to be able to see more clearly what our future holds. We're going to have a lot more insight, foresight. We're going to have a lot more premonition. We're going to have a lot more remote viewing. We're also going to have a lot more of just spiritual tech available to us to help us hone in those gifts more and use them accordingly to help make the world a better place. So we've got a lot of really good energies coming up from Vesta entering Pisces. Then we've got Jupiter direct in Cancer that day as well, which is going to be pretty intense. It's going to kind of give us a little bit of a mood swing with the Cancer energy being so emotional and Jupiter kind of being strong and dictating of expansion and abundance. And so we may kind of feel like this big success that we're manifesting, or we're on the brink of this big success or this big new kind of milestone that we're going to hit. But then we also are going to have that Cancer energy, which is going to be very emotional and watery. And so we may notice that we get more luck and more things moving forward on the 10th, but we might feel a little bit intense emotions around that. The third eye opens when you yawn, and I had to realize that when I'm yawning a lot in a reading, it's because I'm activating a new third eye gift and a new third eye expansion, which has been the last 4 days, and it drives me crazy because I don't think it's professional for me to be yawning on a live, but I literally can't help it. It's like these yawns are so intense. And so, they just will force themselves on me. So I promise you guys I'm not sleepy or not paying attention. I'm simply just having very strong third eye activations. And hopefully that's a confirmation to you if you've been feeling like a lot of yawning and like feeling weird about it. That's probably your third eye opening as well. Okay. On March 4th, Ceres enters Taurus. This is the asteroid of nourishment and growth and fulfillment, satisfaction, entering Taurus, which is all about like luxe, satisfactory environments, and something that's very like grounded and elegant and enhances our experience and our environment. And so this is going to help you bloom. It's going to help you to make progress towards your hopes. And it's also going to be a reflection day of healing that gives you the opportunity to look at your spirit and your body and listen to what both need. So again, more of that harmony showing up on that day. Then on March 18th, we have a new moon in Pisces, which is going to be beautiful. This is going to let us release any burdens of the past and let them go. This is going to be another surrender and let go experience, surrender and release experience on the new moon in Pisces on March 18th. And this is going to be really helping us to see the possibilities of the world, the things that can go really well, the things that maybe can go pretty bad, but the things that ultimately are going to be important for us to see in order to know how we are meant to act within it once it shows up. So we all have a role to play, and it's going to be up to us to really sense that role with our intuition and with our astrology readings and with all the other ways that we connect to our intuition. And then once you realize what your role is in this new world order, this new world system, this new age of Aquarius, we're going to start to notice, okay, I'm actually a spiritual warrior, or I'm actually a healer, or I'm actually a remote viewer, or I'm actually a channeler, or I'm actually one of those entrepreneurial minds that help other people access those gifts and save the world, right? So you're going to learn more about your real gifts and your real role in this. And then on March 20th, the sun enters Aries for the spring equinox. Okay. So that's also when we have our solar eclipse on that moon on the 18th. And then the sun entering Aries on the 20th. This is technically the new astrological new year, a renewed sense of energy, a renewed sense of focus, a renewed sense of awareness of what you can create and what you're capable of. And it's going to be good. It's going to feel like the fiery wet red horse, the fire horse, I say red horse, but because I just saw it kind of in my head, but like this fiery red horse is going to be the sun and Aries energy. It's going to be picking us up, giving us inspiration, giving us energy. Might feel a little bit impulsive with our passions, so you want to keep that in check a little bit. But this is where we're going to feel the glow of starting something new, and we're going to feel like finally 2025 is officially behind us, and now it's up from there. We're going to be growing. We're going to be tapping into our intentions. We're going to be continually stepping into those characteristics of self that help that. Okay. And then March 20th as well, we've got Mercury direct in Pisces. So that's when the Mercury retrograde will end, which will be really nice. So that'll clear up communication. It'll make us feel a little bit more in harmony with contracts and agreements that we need to sign. It'll also help us to feel a bit more rid of tech issues and things like that. Thoughts and communication are going to move forward. We're going to feel able to communicate with that Pisces energy. So this is all good. Whatever it is you're dealing with in your life, whatever it is you're moving through and healing from, you're going to really have a lot of activations this March and being able to surrender and trust the evolution, and then also connect specifically with the certain planets, like Jupiter, like Mercury, like Mars, like Venus, to help you tap into what it is you're able to do with this new energy. We want to stay grounded. Okay. We want to stay grounded with this. That's going to be very important, because groundedness is going to help anchor you into something sustainable and something real. If you are not grounded, you're going to kind of just be floating above the consciousness of the collective, maybe having really spiritual insights and really amazing things come through, but you won't be able to practice what you preach because you are not allowing for the grounded message to come through, which the grounded message is more in alignment to this grounded experience. Okay. And so we want to get both. We want to get the super hippy dippy off the channeled messages out there in the vortex answer, but then we also want to get the answer about, like, what are we doing in the material world to harmonize with ourselves, and what is it that we are actually surrendering, releasing. Okay. And then finally, March 29th and March 30th, Juno enters Aquarius on the 29th. This is the asteroid of marriage, which is Juno. So Juno brings things together in union and keeps them there. It can be a little unconventional as well, especially paired with Aquarius. And so this is going to say that we may even notice that the things that we become unified with are very different and even maybe taboo to what other people would expect of us or what we would even normally tap into. But for whatever reason, it's inspiring us and it feels right. So we're doing it anyway. Okay. Yeah, this is just a great time to explore towards the end of March. It's going to be a great time to explore in preparation for April. Venus enters Taurus on the 30th. This is going to be more serious romantic vibes. So whoever you had maybe that spring fling with might turn into a more serious energy by the 30th of March. Or you may feel that yearning for romance or marriage or deep love, unified love. And then that might change your actions, which will help you manifest your partner if you haven't already. And we're going to feel really slow and sexy the next 4 months as a result of that Venus entering Taurus, because Taurus is all about slow, steady, relaxed, ooey gooey love, luxury, comfort, physical, sustainability and satisfaction. Like, it's all about that really juicy energy. And so Venus entering Taurus is going to give us a lot of that romantic and pleasure principle with it. And that can be really fun. It can be just really like juicy. I'm just getting really juicy for the end of March. Okay. And just make sure you don't take anything for granted, and make sure you don't get taken for granted in that energy either, because you will be more vulnerable and romantic, and you don't want to be ooey gooey with someone that's not going to be safe for you to do that with. Okay. So those are the astrological influences. How do we feel, right? How do we feel so far? Overall, we've got a lot of creativity, vulnerability. We've got a lot of kind of luxe, comfort, pleasure containers. We've also got a lot of fire and passion. And we also have some big updates and up levels that we're going to be having in March that's going to help us to achieve a new goal and a new mindset and a new energy. Okay. So with that being said, let's round it out with some cards. I want to pull some cards from my brand new card deck. Like I said, it's available now. I'm going to pull from my original deck, though, because I have not fully cleansed or blessed these cards. If you have cards from me that you want to make sure you bless and cleanse, look on my YouTube channel, and also on my website. I have a video about how to use your first deck of cards, or even how to use a deck of cards that you just got, how to cleanse them, and how to keep them cleansed. And so since I didn't have those cleansed quite yet, which I'm going to do, I'm going to pull from these original, the OG Intuitive Oracle deck, which has lasted. I mean, I've had these cards for 3 or 4 years, and they have been so durable. So let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it. And yes, so many activations from the expo. PJ, it's so good to see you there. Truly, you too, Claudia. It was good to see you at the expo. Just joining in 222, surrendering to the process. Love that. Love that. Love that. Kevin Johnson says your song Shadow Work is very helpful. Thank you so much. I'm actually wearing a wristband that says Freedom Fighters. Love that. Yes, yes, yes. How are y'all doing over here in TikTok? Y'all feeling good? Y'all feeling great? Okay, we're almost at 10K likes on TikTok. I love this. So glad I turned off the live originally and put it back on after they restricted me for talking about my cards. But I will get the cards on TikTok Shop very soon so that those are easily accessible for all of you too. That is one of my tasks for this month. So I will keep you posted. All right, we are straight into it for March with Conscious Compass. This is our heart chakra. This is our ability to use our heart as a navigation system. This allows us to be tender and sensitive enough to actually hear our heart and feel our emotions so that we can assess them and see if there's anything there that we're meant to surrender and release, that we're meant to get rid of, that is not in alignment to our harmony. The conscious compass is the heart. Our heart has an electromagnetic field, okay? And that heart is also capable of guiding us and pulling us towards things that are in alignment to what our heart desires. And so when you get really clear on what you desire in your heart, and when you allow yourself to align to that through your own core values and your own intention setting and the relationships that you keep versus the relationships that you release, that's when you tap into a really powerful version of the conscious compass that helps you to manifest what you desire by gravitating you towards it. So it says, your heart is showing you signs and symbols that reflect your present moment focus and what you are most aligning to. Meditate on your intent. Follow the passions, desires, and inner guidance that is directing you towards all you have asked for. The affirmation is, I'm following my heart's direction and aligning to its divine perspective as my consciousness expands. How beautiful is that? Yes, 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 we are doing that. We are following our heart's direction. We're stepping in to way more guidance through letting our heart show us what we are reflecting on in the present moment, and then doing the work to assess that to see if that's something that we want to release or continue to focus on. Surrender and release. And then also recognizing, like, if your heart, this is a big one, y'all. I feel this so important to say. If your heart is gravitating you towards a certain person that you're interested in, or a certain hobby that you'd like to try, or a certain podcast you feel called to listen to, a certain belief system that you feel called to explore, if your heart is guiding you to connect with something like that and it feels very left field, it feels like very like you're not expecting it, or you never thought you would ever gravitate towards someone like that or something like that, but you're still feeling that pull, trust it. Trust what your heart is pulling you towards right now in March, because I guarantee you it's pulling you towards something that's going to bring you harmony, because that's what this month is all about. And then also pay attention to what your heart is pulling you away from. Those are going to be the things that are going to be what you need to surrender and release for March to help you have lighter weight so that you can create more moving forward. This is where the chakras come in, okay? The chakras, the alignment of your chakra system, your energy system, your crown, your third eye, your throat chakra, your heart chakra, your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, and your root. And then, of course, we have a star chakra and an earth star chakra. And even beyond that, we have up to 12 chakras. But I just covered these top 7 because those ones are going to be the most crucial for your expansion right now. And so the chakras are going to help us to see where energy is flowing and where energy is not flowing, okay? Where energy is flowing and where energy is not flowing. And so you want to pay attention to how you feel. Is your third eye opening and like you're having all these yawns and stuff? That means that the energy is starting to flow more into your third eye, and maybe it needs more help. Maybe you start doing third eye massages, right? Before you do a reading. I'm talking to myself here. Maybe you start to meditate even more to help that energy be cycling more often, so that when you do open your channel, you are not feeling like the activation so intensely, right? Maybe your throat chakra. A lot of you guys have been having throat chakra stuff. A lot of you. throat chakra stuff for this 3-year or this 3-month. The throat chakra is all about judgments, addictions, communication, expression, speaking up for yourself, right? Speaking your truth, not being afraid of the truth, facing and confronting the truth. Okay. So maybe you're feeling like energy is flowing a lot right there and you need to do something to activate more of it. Start writing music, sing more, to have that conversation with that friend that you've been wanting to have. Get counseling to talk out what are the things that you need to focus on. So that's just some examples, okay? It says the energy shifts within your being are important to notice at this time. Take care in how your energy is flowing and where there may be blockages or tension in certain chakras. Sending love and light to each chakra can help you find divine flow in any moment. There's that word again, flow. This month is about surrendering and releasing rigidity and flowing and being in that freedom to flow. And part of that is doing things like yoga and breathing through the chakras and feeling that ability to feel your breath and body flow in harmony with any moment, which then allows you to start to flow through life in harmony with every moment. And like the affirmation says, by checking my energy flow often, I ensure that my mind, body, and spirit are processing things fully. So this is also what's going to help us process some of those things that the Piscean energy is bringing up for us and making us really tender to, so that we can surrender and release ourselves from energy that is keeping us from being true to ourselves. Okay. And then lastly, the conscious compass, or the conscious compass was our first card. Conscious compass and cosmic consciousness. Okay. They're both like so same, but different. So cosmic consciousness is all about our ability to activate our inner alien, our inner extraterrestrial. And with the extraterrestrial disclosures happening right now, this is such a perfect card for March. We are literally in a time right now that aliens are finally being talked about as real in big government systems and other big leaders in the world. And so this is very exciting. So for those of you who already know you're a starseed, for those of you who are already tapped into your cosmic consciousness, March is going to be a month where you start to align more to that harmony, and you maybe start to speak up about it. You maybe start to, hey, level up. You may start to kind of tap into more of your ability to speak up about it. You may tap into more of your interest around cosmic consciousness, which is essentially, it can be anything from your astrology to your ability to recognize yourself as a starseed, to your interest in exploring the UFO phenomenon and intergalactic or extraterrestrial life force stuff. It could be any of that. All right. But cosmic consciousness is being activated for March to help bring in harmony, which I really feel like is just our truth. It's just bringing more truth to the world so that you can also feel more truth of yourself. And so this card says, did you know that you are connected to the stars? Did you know? Put a 111 in the chat if you know you are connected to the stars. As above, so below attests to this, as do many spiritual teachings. Whether you feel a deep interest in astrology or are seeking contact with your galactic family, lean into the curiosity of your cosmic awakening. Okay. Yes, 111s. I see you over here. Yes. So if you're already tapped into that cosmic consciousness, you're already in a great space for March. And I really want you to follow your conscious compass, your heart and your desire. What is your heart leading you to want to focus on? Are you feeling a heart pull to research something about UFOs? Are you feeling a heart pull to get an astrology reading? Are you feeling a heart pull to figuring out what type of starseed you are, right? These are the things that you can find out. And I do host readings. I just put my my cosmic connection readings back up on my menu on my website for booking. So if you want to kind of learn more about your cosmic consciousness and you want me to channel some messages around what your galactic family and galactic origins are, and we have, a really beautiful reading about that, then get one of those sessions, because I think that's going to be perfect for the month of March in helping you harmonize your cosmic consciousness with the cosmic consciousness of the collective, because the entire collective is just now finally waking up to the fact that extraterrestrials are real and that we are also connected to the stars. And a lot of people don't really realize that yet. They don't even know it, but they are waking up. And so because they are waking up, our cosmic consciousness that is already awakened is activating even more and will feel even more amplified. So you're going to want to tap into that and play around with it and kind of tune into what it is for you that's being brought to your attention from your cosmic consciousness to help you harmonize your chakras, help you follow your heart, and help you be that full embodied starseed and authentic person that you are. Okay. So overall, what did we learn today for March? We learned that March is the month of harmony. We learned that March is the month for surrendering and releasing, not necessarily always people, but it could be some people that you need to release in your life that's not in alignment to who you are and what you're doing in 2026. But it's more so about surrendering your rigidity to certain things, being in flow, finding freedom in that, and also letting go of control and outcome expectation that keeps you from having even more than what you could fathom because you're no longer bound by the energy and limitation of what you can fathom and what you can imagine. It becomes limitless, right? And that surrender and release, that releasing, that purging of the things that are in the way of you being the version of yourself that you're meant to be, to manifest and to step into and walk in the embodiment of everything that you've asked for 2026. Okay. So follow your heart to do so. Trust that that is the compass that is leading you on the right path. Allow your energy chakras, your energy nadis, your energy systems in the body to flow fully and without, restriction and with balance so that it can help you to shift your habits, your behaviors, your belief systems, your emotions, that mind, body, soul harmony, shift it and refine it accordingly to your chakra energy. And then allow your cosmic consciousness to really take over and start to be expressed in whatever way that you're feeling called to express it, because that's also going to be really powerful for you. Okay. So surrender and release, align to the cosmic consciousness, your chakras and your conscious compass, and then allow yourself to really focus in on all of the great opportunities you have this month astrologically to tap into more of yourself, that passion and fire of Venus coming in, that creativity and dreamy vulnerability and emotional sensitivity of Pisces, some of that Mars energy for action and that Mercury energy for expression, right? We saw a lot of that coming through in the astrology. We also have that lunar eclipse with a lot of big, powerful energy for shadow work. And so we've got a really great foundation for March to go ahead and transition fully into the new year, the official astrological new year of the spring equinox, so that we can step into that with such power and confidence and excitement and preparation. I'm hearing preparation is a big one. Get prepared for the activations of the spring equinox that are coming through. Okay. Get prepared for that because it's going to be epic and it's going to be incredible and it's going to really tune us in to a new version of ourselves that has been waiting for years, y'all, for years to come online. This version of ourselves has been pent up inside of us, waiting to be expressed until this moment. This is the moment, the year of the fire horse, the spring equinox of the official 2026 energy is upon us in only a couple of weeks. And this is the time we've been waiting for. I guarantee you there's going to be even more activations and really crazy news that comes through for the planet. We've already seen some declarations of potential declarations of war. We've seen, a lot of things shift in political scope and social scope. We've got a lot of disclosure happening of things like, the Epstein files and other things like this. Okay. So we're seeing, and then the galactics and the extraterrestrial disclosures, like we are in the year of disclosure. And that's why it's so important to let yourself disclose your true self and explore that and find harmony and find surrender in that and release any rigidity or resistance to that so that you can be fully expressed, because this is the time. this is the time to be fully expressed. Okay. And by being fully expressed, you're going to experience the life that is the most full and satisfactory to you that you can fathom. Okay. And beyond. I've been organizing and purging for 2 days and finally sleeping, all connected. I love that so much, Daydream. Definitely preparing right now. Level up. Yes, she is. And yes, you are. I know you are too. So good, you guys. No worries that you missed the comments. You're good. You're good. Yes, it's going to be so epic, y'all. How do we feel? How do we feel? Any questions? Yes, it's 1:11 on the clock over where you're at, Kevin. You must be Central Time. I'm Eastern Time. But shout out to you guys. Shout out to you all. I'm so proud of you. We've come a long way, and this is just the beginning, okay? We had the annual card reading on January 1st at 1:11 p.m. Eastern. Go check the annual card reading out on my YouTube so that you can get a little bit of maybe an insight, foresight of the months coming up and what cards that we pulled for those. Also, maybe refresh yourself on the energy of February and January. The January energy monthly update is in the annual card reading. It's embedded in there, kind of in the beginning. So don't go back and listen to it and like reflect and be like, oh my gosh, wow, I totally was that hanged man in January. And then in February, I was able to be like that fool energy that was like open and playful and didn't take things too serious and was able to just enjoy that. And now I'm being called to surrender and release anything that's continuing to keep me trapped in a rigidity that's not serving me, so I can be even more productive, even more in flow, and even more free. When you reflect on that, it really integrates and it helps you to feel really at peace with where you're at and what you're in and what you're experiencing in your life. So do that, okay? Go do that. And then also check out my cards, www.rissavibes.com, so that you can go get yourself one of those decks. It's all new and improved and beautiful, and I can't wait to put it on TikTok Shop, which I will also be doing very soon. But today was a beautiful day to reflect on March energy. So I hope you got a lot from this. It's been a pleasure to connect with you. I will be online tomorrow for More Love Monday and online on Tuesday for Trap Alchemy Tuesday. We're coming back with the live starting tomorrow now that I'm back from my trip and my travels. We're going to talk a lot about the expo and my reflections on the expo and my experience with it, my own personal activations and the activations I witnessed in the collective, and also just the fun that we had as a crew at the Vibes Vortex, the official after party of Conscious Life Expo, which was just incredible. Y'all, if you didn't make it this year, you've got to make it next year. I'm telling you, you do not want to waste another year missing that event. The level of soul tribe and soul family that you experience at that expo is unmatched. So definitely come vibe with us next year. But at the very least, come vibe with me tomorrow live at 12 p.m. Eastern Time for More Love Monday tomorrow. And I will see you there. Happy March 1st. Happy Harmony Month. Happy Surrender and Release Month. Happy Spring Equinox to come. Let's step into this fire horse officially, astrologically, with a bang. Like we're just going to go into it and we're just going to hit the ground running if you haven't already. Lots of productivity, lots of success, lots of things checked off the to-do list this month and for the rest of the year. So get ready, get prepared, stay rested, stay hydrated, stay in your self-care routines and rituals, and let's get ready for an amazing, amazing, amazing month and an amazing rest of the year. I love you all so much. Thanks for joining. Double tap as many times as you can right now. Let's see if we can get to 15K on TikTok. I love you all. This has been so amazing. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for continuing to watch these lives. Thank you for continuing to be in my tribe. Thank you for continuing to bring people into my tribe as well. Our tribe. Thank you for stepping into your power, into your light, into your authenticity. Thank you for showing up every day and being the healer, being the intuitive, being the business person, being the creative, being just the nurturer that you are, whatever it is, whatever archetype you're most in alignment to. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for doing the work. Thank you for always wanting to be better. Thank you for always choosing to be better versions of yourself. Thank you for always working towards that and doing the work, the shadow work, the ego work, the spirit work to do that. I'm so proud of you all. It is my absolute pleasure to call you all my family, my soul tribe, my soul fam. And it's just been a beautiful time. And this is just the beginning. There's a lot of really cool things coming up next year and the year after, and even things I don't even know, things I know. And then there's things I don't know that are just going to be so amazing. So I cannot wait to travel into this year and have this journey with you all. I love you so much, and I'll see you soon. Yay, we got to 15K. I love you guys. Thank you so much. You're amazing. And I'll see you tomorrow for More Love Monday. We're back on live. I'm very excited to be back on live with you guys. Yeah, it's gonna be really good. All right, love you all. See you soon. Make sure to share this reading with a friend. Give them some insight. Okay, this is going to help. This is going to help anybody that you know that's needing some harmony and needing some grounding. Remember, I do have intuitive counseling sessions as well. I have a degree in psychology and have been a counselor for many years. So I blend the psychology with the spirituality. Lots of people coming to me for counseling. So I just want to remind everybody that that is a bookable service on my website. Go to my website, check it out. Find something that will feel supportive to you if you need it. And I'll see you very soon. I love you so much. Bye, y'all.